cheat the doors. Started my journey at level 3. It was only me. And then it started filling up as we went up and up. Can we take it up again? Can we take it up again? Can this thing go any higher? Can we take it up again? We stopped off at 28. We had a 30-second wait while the men crushed in like a sharp-board fish tin, and they smelled of it too. They got out at 32. Stepped out 1 foot at a time, dizzy and my head rushing. Then I got back in. From an egg, now I come from a seed. I like this vibe.
Live in session here on Six Music. Jellyskin and Fox again. Another couple of numbers to come. So the keen-eared listeners listening to the lyrics, and we could talk about the lyrics in a minute, will have heard a reference to a squid on that particular number. And even on the first one, which is Lift Come In, which is about being in a lift, isn't it? Inspired by, it mentions tin fish, and the whole LP in Brine, there's a lot of the sea in it. So what's going on there?
We just love the sea, we love fish.
We just thought it made we sort of had like 2 songs done for the album, and then we kind of realised that it was quite easy to write about that topic. And so we just started to I don't know, it just kind of directed us.
I mean, we both grew up
lyric-wise.
going to the seaside a lot. I mean, I'm from Birkenhead, Merseyside, like, you know, and yeah, we both went on a lot of holidays to the seaside, so it was always kind of like a subconscious influence. And yeah, as Will said, it was just kind of we just kind of kept writing about it, so we just decided to run with it because we had a couple of these songs about, you know, sea creatures and things, and we just kind of once we had the title of the album, we kind of just decided to go with the theme a little bit.
Yeah, but that's not to say that all the albums are about one thing in particular. What I like about the record is listening to that element of it. I don't know what the songs are about, and that's good. Is that okay?
Oh God, yeah.
We don't really.
It's a bit of nonsense, really. Yeah, but I mean, you're correct about Lift. Is just about really enjoying being in a lift, to be honest.
Well, have you ever been stuck in a lift?
No, but I think. Have you ever?
Never.
You might change your opinion if you are. I was in one for 2 hours once, and
Oh, God.
2 hours?
yeah,
God.
just a cautionary tale. Don't necessarily celebrate the lift until you've been stuck in one.
But did you enjoy the Lift number earlier? You did, so
I
that's
did.
okay.
Yeah, it's a bit of therapy, I suppose.
Yeah.
Do you know, when you say that your kind of motif and the running through the album came to you and you ran with it, you should have said you swam with it.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
just to pull you up at that point.
See, that's why you're the pro.
No, that's why I'm an idiot. He'll ask you the proper questions and I'll just interject. Sorry.
We'll take our place in Corrections Corner.
Do you keep a notebook of stuff for lyrics as well? You got phrases and bits and pieces like that. Do you collect as you go?
I have I have a list of just phrases that I kind of come back to a lot, and a lot of unfinished kind of you know, garbled things that but I do like collecting phrases and words.
Just like jokes and mishearings and, you know, just kind of
we love
really.
we love kind of like not taking the lyrics too seriously, really. We just kind of like writing about
a lot of the time we
know,
tend to like
nonsense.
retrofit them to the melody rather than being too precious about what they're actually saying.
Have you ever tried the cut-up technique?
No, I
Never tried
Did Bowie
that.
do that for a couple of tracks?
Bowie did it,
Yeah.
and he didn't invent it by a long chalk. William Burroughs and various
that was
other
it.
people did it before him, but it does add for an interesting kind of mix-up for what you're going for.
Yeah.
But Gid and I were talking about 52 Blue before.
Yeah.
Which is, and I know too much about whales and cetaceans. I go whale watching and all that kind of stuff. So kindred spirits, you know. But he said, about the loneliest whale in the world, which is this romantic notion about this whale. But it was already in here because apparently it's a blue whale hybrid with a fin whale. And that's and it just voices a different frequency than any other whale. That's right, isn't
so
it?
sad.
Yeah. We thought we were being really original with writing a song about it, and then I looked it up on Google, and about 10 people have already written songs about it.
Not as good as yours, though.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Mark.
That's the proof of the pudding, definitely.
The LP is great, and I was intrigued reading there's some stuff which didn't make it onto the record. There's one instrumental which you've got, which drove the crowd wild at Dewsbury Social Club. Could you tell us a bit about that? What happened there?
Yeah, it was. We were playing a gig in Dewsbury, and it was kind of like it was going down really well, and we played this instrumental track at the end. It was kind of a bit of a kind of droney, like quite
Spaceman 3.
yeah, quite up tempo thing, and when we finished, everyone was like, the people like doing the conga and everything. They were like, do another one, and we didn't have another one at that point. So they were like, just play that one again. So we did, and they loved it. They were congaing again. It was great.
I went to see a guy called Christian Madden playing a couple of weeks ago. He's come and play for us on the 7th of December, and he had this various lineups. He had some brass in it at some point, but really brilliant, kind of like Booker T. And he said at one point, he said, this song here, it's about this guy who lived on the estate where I grew up in Burnley. He said, and he was taking shots at people out of his window with an air rifle. He said, and seven vans turned up, police vans turned up. He said, it's pre-austerity, loads of cops about, he said. And they all turned up and they surrounded the house and all that kind of stuff. And he said, and he went on for ages and ages, and then he went, anyway, it's an instrumental. So, you know, I mean, instrumental titles can speak to people. Rumble by
Absolutely.
Link Ray was banned.
Oh, yeah, one of the best.
Yeah.
It was banned by
Love
This
that
filth.
Yeah, of course it was.
There's
is,
something
yeah.
going on there. Now, we've got another couple of numbers from you. Do you need to reposition yourselves for the first of these?
We do. We just
Okay,
We
that's
do.
fine.
manoeuvring.
A little
this-
switcheroo.
This one is going to be called, and indeed is called, I Was The First Tetrapod. Are you familiar with tetrapods as well, Mark?
Tetrapods, that's got... no, not really.
No,
what
that's
they-
fine. No, it's all right. I know you're not. It's not 6 David Attenborough, but I just thought I'd mention it in passing.
I feel like I'm a mastermind. You know, if I was to say something it was wrong, then we'd have to go back to corrections corner, and I'm not doing that, mate.
Anyway, this is the first number. If you're set for I Was The First Tetrapod, which is quite a claim to make, I might add, but it's also a splendid tune.
If we
Yeah,
need
it's
to
a bit
fill any...
cocky, isn't it?
I think you'll find I Was The First Tetrapod. Jellyskin in session with I Was The First Tetrapod. There's one more tune to come, for which they will now reposition themselves. And I should point out that in Brine is the LP. It's on Wrong Speed Records. We had the label bosses in a short while ago, did we not? From Hey Colossus.
We most certainly did, and I can tell you also a tetrapod, a 4-footed animal, especially a member of a group which includes all vertebrates higher than fishes.
There we go. Just as I always suspected. I should also say that there's a show next Tuesday, let me get this right, at Leeds Academy. Next Tuesday, the 28th, is where you can see Jellyskin play live. Something of a hometown gig.
It is, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't wait. Supporting the Sleaford Mods.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, good
It'll be the
evening.
biggest stage we've played so far, so yeah, it'll be fun.
This is the biggest stage so far.
And as
Indeed.
as befits a big stage, can you play some sort of bangers? Perhaps Bringer of Brine.
Absolutely.
We can play that.
You're a
Yeah.
big fan of Lady Gaga, aren't you?
We do. Yeah,
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we like Madame Gaga.
Madame Gaga.
Excellent, okay, get to it then, eh? If nobody would mind, I would like to dedicate that to Bernie Phillips. But that was great. That was Jellyskin live in session for the last time tonight. Bringer of Brine. It's been fabulous and great to chat to you as well. So lovely to meet you.
Likewise, thanks very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks,
Cheers.
William.
It
Cheers.
was ace.